One of the biggest hurdles that I had to overcome when it came to buying my first home was saving for a down payment. And I did a lot of different things to try to figure that out. But in this video, I'm going to highlight the number one thing that I did to save for my down payment, which allowed me to save time while I save money. And I want you to subscribe to this channel because this is part one of 3 strategies that I utilize. But this one is my favorite. So let's just jump right on into it. I opened a high yield savings account. And if you don't know what a high yield savings account, definitely stay around to the end because I'm going to tell you about one that I recommend you sign up for immediately. So a high yield savings account is very similar to a traditional savings account with the exception of it having a higher yield. And we don't use these terms unless we're in the banking field, but a higher yield is essentially a higher interest rate, meaning that the higher the interest rate is, the higher amount of money you can earn on your money that's in that account. So if you were to go to your savings account online right now, it's likely with Bank of America or Wells Fargo or something like that, and you look for the APY on your savings account, it's likely going to be about 0.005%, which is pennies on the dollar, meaning that you're only earning pennies on the money that you have in there. It doesn't matter if it's $10,000 or $100. With the high yield savings account, the APY, the annual percentage yield, is higher. So the account that I use that I still have is through Marcus, which is powered by Goldman Sachs. Everyone should know who Goldman Sachs is. And my APY at the time of this recording, which is January 2023, is 3.30%. So every month I am earning 3.30% on the total balance that's in my account monthly. So the more money I add to that account, guess what? I have more money that they're paying me directly into that account. It's deposited. It's not something they mail me. It's not physical cash, like it's cash in my account. So let's say I started a new account and I put in $500 today. At the end of this month, it would have accumulated an additional 3.30% on that 500. So now I likely have closer to like $520 versus the $500 that I started with. And that's just an example. I didn't sit here and calculate the math. But just to help you understand that $520, if you continue to add, can turn into $600. You continue to add, can turn into $720. If you can continue to add, adds up to $1,000. You know, if we're adding money consistently like I do. So again, an APY of 3.30% versus 0.005 that you'll get at a traditional bank, again, like a Wells Fargo, Bank of America. Nothing wrong with them. I use them as well. But when it comes to saving money for large purchases like a house, like a car, like a vacation, like maintenance, you know, when it comes to home ownership, you do have maintenance. I want my money to be making money for me. I want to know that if I don't touch it, it accumulates in a greater speed than me leaving it in my checking account or a traditional savings account, for example. So that's one big reason. And if you are interested and don't have a high yield savings account, again, I highly recommend Marcus for many reasons. And let me just go over them real quick before I give you all the other benefits. Number one is that there are no withdrawal penalty fees. So you can take your money out whenever you need to. You don't have to pay them for that. Some other banks out there will charge you a withdrawal fee. And I don't want that because I need my money when I need my money, baby. If I need a maintenance request, if I need a new roof, which I really don't because I'm in a new construction home, I need to be able to take that money out. If I find a new house, I need to be able to take that money out, you know? So I really highlighted that as a benefit because it's your money and you shouldn't have to pay to access it. So that was a big bonus. Number 2 is that the APY, and I guess this is true for all banks, but it never went below 0.45%. And when it was at 0.45%, which is still more than what you would get from a traditional bank, might I add, is that your money's always going to be earning money for you. So again, these interest rates are determined by the market. So if the market is tanking like it did in the pandemic, the heat of the pandemic, because we're still in a pandemic, so is the APY. But if it's doing well, the economy is inflated now, everything costs more, it's also going to cost more for these banks to hold our money. So that's the big highlight. Another thing that I like is that, what were the other things that I like, y'all? I don't forgot. That's the biggest thing. I think the withdrawal fee was my biggest kind of pull. And the second thing is that they offer referrals. So I've had my high yield savings account for at least 5 years at this point. I've been in my home for a while. And again, I opened it before I even moved because somebody had talked about it. I think the Budget Nista or something. Follow her if you don't, because she's a game changer. She really, anyway, follow her. But I like that they also offer referrals. So I actually have a referral code. So if you don't have a Marcus account right now and you want a high yield savings account, if you sign up with my referral code, which is in the description box, you will earn an additional 1% in APY. So for the rest of us that are earning 3.30%, you will be earning 4.30%, which means that more money is being deposited into your account. You're earning more money on your money without having to trade your time for it. So that was my point too. Sorry, y'all, I got a little excited and moved all over. So number one was that it allowed me to save money for my down payment as well as all the other associated expenses of home ownership without trading my time for that additional money. Number two is that my interest rate never dropped below 0.45%, which is really important to me. I wanted to make sure that if it ever got to 0.005, then baby, what are we doing? Like, why am I here? That's not gonna work for me. And then another big benefit that I really liked about high yield savings accounts and just this whole high yield world is, again, I can take my money out whenever without a fee, a withdrawal fee. But then also too, is that money hits my account quickly. So usually I get it the next day, or if I'm looking for it early in the morning, sometimes they'll deposit it by the end of the night. And for me, I like that expeditious movement that they have, because when you need your money, you need your money. You can't be waiting 3 business days. Like if it's a holiday weekend, you might wait. If it's a Saturday morning, you might wait. But I did like the fact that you can get your money out ASAP. So that was my scenario. But if I could do it all over again, I probably would actually, instead of a high yield savings account, I probably would have opted for a high yield certificate of deposit, which is a high yield CD, shortened for certificate of deposit. And the main difference with that is that I told you with high yield savings accounts, the APY changes according to how the market is doing. If the market is performing well, if the economy is well, then you're going to get higher APYs. If the economy is not that great, like it was in 2020 when we were all getting laid off and jobs security was in the air, the numbers tanked, but I never closed my account because I said, you know what, I'm still earning more than I would have with the traditional savings account. But knowing that I didn't even buy my home when I had planned to because of everything that was going on, I would have opened a CD, a high yield certificate of deposit. And again, the main difference, because I done derailed, the main difference with that is that you actually get a fixed APY. So with a variable APY, which high yield savings accounts offer, it's the complete opposite. So whatever you sign up for with the CD is your rate, and it never changes until your rate terms expire. So with Marcus, again, even though you can't use my code for CDs, you can't use it for the savings accounts. Let's say the rate, actually I could tell you because I wrote it down. The current rate for CDs is 3.75. So if I were to sign up for a high yield certificate of deposit with Marcus right now, I would get a fixed rate of 3.75, and that's for a 6-month CD. So the rate wouldn't change for 6 months. Now, when that 6 months expires, who knows? It really just depends on what the market is, but you would have to basically start all over. But you've earned 3.75% consistently for 6 months. And so I wanted to see what it would be like for 2 years. Let's see, let's say I left my money alone, because that's another caveat. If you do go the CD route, you will have to pay a penalty fee to take your money out. And in most cases, you can't even take it out, and it has to be low-key a life or death situation. But they have all the rules and terms and conditions and stuff. That's just me giving you an overview, if you will. So with the high yield savings account, you can take it out whenever you want. There's no penalty. It's a variable APY, meaning that it changes according to the market. But with the CD, if you don't need your money for at least 6 months, I highly recommend the CD route, because number one, it's a fixed APY, meaning that if you sign up at 3.75 for 6 months, you get in at 3.75 for 6 months. If you sign up for 4.35 for 2 years, you're getting 4.35 for 2 years. That's a lot of money that your money is making for you without you having to trade your time for it. So you don't have to go get a new job. You don't have to do all these other things. So that would be my recommendation. So depending on where you are, comment below and let me know which one you're considering. If you're looking to buy immediately, my recommendation is to go the high yield savings route and use my referral code so you can get 1% on top of 3.30 that they're offering right now. But if you know you don't want to buy for at least 6 months to a year to even 2 years, I highly recommend the certificate of deposit route, the CD route. So comment and let me know which one you are considering. And let me know if you have any questions. And again, my referral code is only for the high yield savings account. It does expire. So I will link that below and it will give you 1% on top of whatever the market rate is for high yield savings accounts. Let me know if you've heard of high yield savings accounts, if you haven't heard of it. And again, let me know which one makes sense for you based on your scenario right now. So thank you for watching. I want to help you guys save time while you save your money so that we are not stressed. We have enough to do on top of saving for a down payment. So if there's any way that I can help, and again, subscribe to the channel. This is part 1 of 3. I have 2 other great strategies that I want to go over these next couple of videos. So stay tuned, subscribe, comment, like, share with a friend, and I will see you guys on the next video.